What's up, my fellow collectors? Jim here with another figure review, and tonight we're taking a look at the DC Collectibles Arkham Knight Catwoman figure. Now, the main reason I got this, of course, because I saw it at, what was it, Books a Millions, I think it was, 15 bucks. I figured I don't really have too many Catwomans in my collection, so, you know, at that price point, I didn't want to pass it up. But this is the box of it. You basically get the big open window. Kind of have the continuation of the window on this side. It does have kind of like a little bat logo in it. Really nice packaging for the most part. You have the Arkham Knight Batman logo down here. On the top, you do have like the chest of the Batman. On this one side, we get this cool little kind of graphic image of Catwoman. Number 7 DC Collectibles. On the back, you have the other figures within the wave. On the bottom, you have that. So yeah, let's crack this Catwoman out and check her out. Okay, and here she is all out of the packaging. And I gotta say, I mean, overall, this is a nice looking figure. Definitely aesthetically pleasing. Tons of sculpt work, all, you know, and a little bit of paint work on her. She does come with some accessories. She does have the 2 gripping hands that come on her. She does come with a pair of fists. And I mean, we do get some nice detail on them. You kind of see like her like knuckles, a little bit of, you know, sculpt work on them. Really small. And then you get 2 kind of like, you know, open style pose hands, which again have that kind of glossy finish. We do have a little bit of paint for the claws. I don't know if you can make that out. They do look a little bit kind of bent and warped, but I mean, they do look nice. We do have this one sculpted whip that looks like it kind of pegs in somewhere on, oh yeah, it pegs in right here on the figure. So it is a little bit on the duller black than some of the other, and even the other whip, it kind of has like a very dull kind of flat black to it. It's not as glossy. But this is just sculpted all wrapped up. And then it does come with this one that is very soft. Like really soft. It's kind of neat, but it's nice and really nice and long. I mean, it's not going to hold any positions besides just it's been coiled up, so I guess it's going to kind of hold that position. But it is pretty neat. And it's basically just, you know, kind of done with a black, but there is a little bit of texture on it with, you know, and the handle. So that's pretty cool. That is a neat little accessory. But taking a closer look at the figure itself, I think it looks really good. I definitely like the head sculpt. I've always liked the look of Catwoman in the game. I like the red goggles and everything, but really nice job on the head sculpt. The face is a little bit soft. There was a bunch of them. There was probably like 15 of them. So I looked through each one trying to find the best paint as far as the eyes and lips, and this was it. I mean, there was other ones that definitely missed the eyes and the lips a little bit. But you know, nice sculpt on the hair that comes out of the cowl of the, or you know, the mask, kind of like swoops over her face. That looks good. It's like a separate piece. The goggles look really good. Nice sculpt on those. The mask itself looks really good, or cowl, however you want to say it. Really nice job on this kind of collar piece that she has. Nice sculpt, nice paint. There's even like some red paint up in there if you can see that. Really nice job on the outfit. Really nice, you know, different textures and this glossy black onto this kind of like flat black, but all kinds of textures and, you know, sculpts all over. These little buckles on the side and everything. Really nice job on all that. It looks really good. Again, we got all this nice kind of sculpt work going down the legs, and the boots are really impressive. They look good, very glossy, but we get a little bit of, you know, silver paint on the buckles and little buckles going down the entire boot there. You got the laces that are all sculpted in. You have the heels, and she stands pretty good for her having heels. But yeah, just a lot of, you know, different textures and colors, glossy to flat all throughout the figure. Almost looks like she has like sculpted panties in there. You see that? It's hilarious. And then coming up the back of the figure and taking a look at the side of the figure, again, you do get that kind of ugly notch in her, but that's of course for the whip, so you can, you know, plug the whip into the side. So you know, not bad. Doesn't really stick out too much. And the eyes are painted on good on this figure. You know, it's not bad. The lips are painted good. There is like no shading or anything in the skin, but you know, overall I think it looks, you know, really good. The goggles are sculpted on, you know, the mask, so you know, you can't take them off. That would have been cool. That would have been a cool accessory to have. You could, you know, bring the goggles over the eyes. That would have been really neat. But you know, overall, really nice sculpt and paint. And the hands that come on in the packaging, they again look really good. You get that little bit of paint, you know, on the nails and everything. And these are for holding the whips. And she will hold on to those. So, you know, not bad overall. Now, as far as articulation, you do get a little bit of movement side. I mean, you get swivel. You get really no up and down whatsoever. So that's a little bit disappointing. It's basically just the sculpt of it is crashing into this collar piece. So you don't really get any up and down whatsoever. A little bit of wiggle out of that. A little wiggle side to side, but more or less you're just going to get the rotation. So that's a little bit unfortunate. You do have a hinge and swivel at the shoulder, but you really don't get much. You don't even get, you know, 90 degrees or horizontal. That's about as far as that will go. That does swivel around. You do have a single bend at the elbow, which brings it up a little, pretty much only 90 degrees. You do get swivel out of that. The hands, of course, they swivel and hinge. You do get a cut here in the upper torso, but really all you get is rotation out of it. But I mean, you get a lot of rotation. You can pretty much go, you know, 360, but the sculpt does kind of bump into it here and there. You do get some pivot. You get side, you get side, you get back, you get forward a little bit. Back of this kind of pops out a little bit. There is nothing at the waist, unfortunately. The legs, I think they're connected. Yeah, they're probably connected together in there because they're really restrictive going out this way. Like this one doesn't even, like I feel like I'm pulling against them when I do this. But you get about that much out. Going forward, you don't really get much at all. And the sculpt kind of kicks it out. You don't really get much going back at all. There is a cut right here for a rotation at the thigh. Double jointed knees go all the, you know, go pretty far back, so that's not too bad. And they don't look too horrible. As far as the boot, you have a hinge that'll bring the foot back really nice, forward really nice, and you do have a rocker that kind of kicks it off at an angle because of the sculpt. So I mean, overall, it's not too bad. You're not going to get her in any kind of crazy poses at all, which is a little bit unfortunate because, you know, for Catwoman, I can't even get this joint to, there we go. For Catwoman, you know, you kind of want her in some, you know, nice poses, and just unfortunately you're not going to be able to do it with this figure. It's more or less just aesthetically pleasing, just something to have on the shelf. So that is a little bit on the disappointing side. Now, as far, let me get her to stand now that I done messed with her a little bit here. Now, as far as a height on the Catwoman, she is to the top of her ears 6 3/4 inches tall. So pretty much like 6.5 inches to the top of her head, a little over 6.5 inches. So I'm sure she is in scale with the other DC collectibles. Now, as far as some size comparison, here is a Batman. So, you know, these are the figures that I'm gonna, you know, have my Catwoman in with. And what are these? These are the DC collectibles too, I believe. But here's another Batman. They both have stands just to kind of keep them upright, but it just gives you a little idea as far as what she will look like on the shelf up against some of your Batman figures. Here's the Mafex Suicide Squad Deadshot. Here is a Marvel Legends. So it gives you a little size comparison as far as what Catwoman will look like up on your shelf. But yeah, guys, that is it. That is the DC Collectibles Batman Arkham Knight Catwoman. Overall, nice looking figure. I mean, we do have a little bit of options, kind of, as far as accessories. The posability is definitely hindered quite a bit all over the figure, but you do get a pretty nice looking sculpt. So you do get an aesthetically pleasing figure at the end of the day. But that is a review. Thank you for watching. Leave me a comment below. Tell me what you think of the figure. Subscribe if you have not, and I will catch you guys on the next figure review.